King Tut's curse. The chilling truth behind the tomb. Imagine standing in the heart of the Egyptian desert, where the sun scorches the sand and the air hums with secrets older than time itself. It's November 1922, and a team of archaeologists, led by a man named Howard Carter, stands at the edge of a discovery that will captivate the world. Beneath the Valley of the Kings, hidden for over 3,000 years, lies the tomb of Tutankhamun, the boy king of ancient Egypt. Its sealed door, untouched by thieves or time, promises treasures beyond imagination. But as the first pickaxe strikes the stone, whispers begin to spread off a curse, a dark force guarding the Pharaoh's rest, ready to unleash its wrath on those who dare disturb it. Within months, death begins to stalk the expedition, claiming lives in eerie and inexplicable ways. This is the story of King Tut's curse, a historical mystery that weaves together ancient Egypt, creepy history, and the thin veil between science and the supernatural. Was it the vengeance of a long-dead king, or something else entirely? Today, we'll step into the shadows of Tutankhamun's tomb, chasing the truth behind one of the most chilling tales of our time. Let's set the scene. It's the early 20th century, and Egyptology is a fever gripping the Western world. The pyramids, the Sphinx, the tales of pharaohs and gods theory, a siren call for adventurers and scholars alike. Howard Carter, a British archaeologist with a stubborn streak, has spent years digging in the Valley of the Kings, a sun-baked necropolis near Luxor where Egypt's rulers were buried. By 1922, his patron, Lord Carnarvon, a wealthy Englishman with a passion for antiquities, is growing impatient. Funds are running low, and the valley seems to have yielded all its secrets. But Carter believes one tomb remains hidden, that of Tutankhamun, a young pharaoh who ruled briefly around 1332 BCE and died at just 19. Known as the Boy King, Tutankhamun was a minor figure in ancient Egypt, his name nearly erased by his successors. Yet Carter is convinced his tomb lies untouched, its treasures waiting in the dark. On November 4, 1922, Carter's team uncovers a stone step buried in the sand. They dig, and more steps appear, leading to a sealed door bearing the cartouche of Tutankhamun. Carter cables Carnarvon. At last have made wonderful discovery in valley, a magnificent tomb with seals intact. Carnarvon sails from England, arriving 2 weeks later. On November 26, with bated breath, Carter chisels a hole in the door and peers inside by candlelight. "Can you see anything?" Carnarvon asks. Carter's reply is now legendary. "Yes, wonderful things. The tomb, KV-62, is a time capsule, packed with golden chariots, jeweled thrones, and a sarcophagus containing the mummy of Tutankhamun himself, his face covered by a breathtaking gold mask. The world is spellbound. Newspapers hail it as the greatest archaeological find ever, and Tutmania sweeps Europe and America, inspiring fashion, films, and a hunger for all things ancient Egypt. But beneath the triumph, a darker story is brewing, one of King Tut's curse. A creepy history that begins with a warning etched in clay. As Carter's team enters the tomb, they find a clay tablet near the entrance. Its inscription, though debated, is said to read, "Death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the rest of the king." The workers, mostly local Egyptians, murmur uneasily. In ancient Egypt, curses were serious business. Tombs were sealed with spells to protect the dead, invoking gods like Anubis to punish intruders. Carter, a rational man, dismisses the tablet as superstition, but the words linger. The tomb's air is thick, the chambers cramped and dusty. Some workers claim to feel watched, as if unseen eyes follow their every move. At the time, no one knows the tomb's air may carry mold or bacteria, preserved for millennia. But the idea of a curse takes root, and soon, the first tragedy strikes, turning a scientific triumph into a historical mystery. On April 5, 1923, just 5 months after the tomb's opening, Lord Carnarvon dies in Cairo. He's 56, weakened by a mosquito bite that became infected, leading to blood poisoning and pneumonia. It's a tragic but not uncommon death for the time. Yet the timing is eerie, and strange details fuel the curse narrative. At the moment of his death, Cairo's lights flicker and go out, plunging the city into darkness. Back in England, Carnarvon's dog, Susie, howls and drops dead at the same hour. Newspapers seize the story, splashing headlines like, "Curse of the Pharaoh's claims first victim." The public, already fascinated by Tutankhamun, devours the tale. Was Carnarvon's death a coincidence, or the first toll of King Tut's curse? The question hangs heavy, and more deaths follow, each adding to the creepy history of the tomb. Let's trace the trail of fatalities. George Herbert, Carnarvon's half-brother, dies in 1923 from peritonitis, months after visiting the tomb. Sir Archibald Douglas Reed, who X-rayed Tutankhamun's mummy, succumbs to a mysterious illness in 1924. George J. Gould, an American financier who toured the tomb, dies of pneumonia in 1923. Arthur Mace, Carter's assistant, falls into a coma and dies in 1928, citing exhaustion from the excavation. Richard Bethel, Carter's secretary, is found smothered in his bed in 1929, ruled a suicide but whispered to be the curse's work. By 1930, 8 key members of the expedition are dead, most from infections, accidents, or sudden illnesses. The media counts over 20 deaths linked to the tomb, including peripheral figures like Carnarvon's nurses and distant relatives. Each loss deepens the mystery, turning King Tut's curse into a global sensation. A true crime saga with a supernatural twist. But is there really a curse? Let's examine the evidence, starting with the deaths themselves. Carnarvon's infection was likely exacerbated by his frail health and Egypt's unsanitary conditions. Gould and Reed's pneumonias were common in an era before antibiotics. Mace's exhaustion may have been cancer or overwork. Bethel's death, though suspicious, had personal motives unrelated to Egypt. A 2002 study in the British Medical Journal analyzed 44 Westerners present at the tomb's opening or mummy's unwrapping. Of these, 25 were considered exposed to the curse. The study found no significant difference in lifespan. Those cursed lived to an average age of 70, compared to 75 for the unexposed. Howard Carter himself, the curse's prime target, lived until 1939, dying at 64 from lymphoma. Statistically, the deaths align with early 20th century mortality rates, where infections were rampant. Yet the timing and drama power outages, dead dogs, cryptic tablets make coincidence feel too neat, leaving room for the eerie. Another theory points to science, not superstition. Tombs like Tutankhamun's, sealed for millennia, can harbor deadly pathogens. Aspergillus flavus, a mold found in ancient Egyptian tombs, produces aflatoxins, which can cause liver failure or weaken immunity. Inhaling spores in the tomb's stale air could have sickened the team, especially those like Carnarvon, already frail. Bats or rodents in the Valley of the Kings may have carried hantavirus, causing flu-like symptoms. Radiation from granite in the tomb could explain some illnesses, though levels were likely low. These curse of the mummy theories gained traction after the 1970s, when scientists linked tomb air to respiratory deaths. But in 1922, germ theory was new, and Carter's team worked without masks, unaware of invisible threats. This explanation grounds King Tut's curse in biology, yet it doesn't fully dispel the creepy history. Why did some, like Carter, escape unscathed? And what of the strange omens? Let's explore the supernatural angle, the heart of the curse's allure. In ancient Egypt, death was a journey, and tombs were portals to the afterlife. The Ka, or spirit, needed its body and treasures intact to survive eternity. Disturbing a tomb was an affront to the gods, inviting divine retribution. Tutankhamun's tomb, though small, was a sacred space, its walls painted with spells from the Book of the Dead. The clay tablet's warning, whether real or exaggerated, reflects this belief. Egyptian folklore tells of jinn or spirits guarding tombs, striking intruders with madness or death. For the local workers, the curse wasn't abstract, it was a cultural truth, rooted in millennia of reverence for the dead. Westerners, steeped in tales of ghosts and Gothic horror, were primed to believe. The curse's power lies in its universality, a creepy history that resonates with our fear of the unknown, much like true crime mysteries or urban legends. Now, let's consider the role of the media. In the 1920s, newspapers were the internet of their day, hungry for sensational stories. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb was a goldmine, but a curse was even better. Reporters like Arthur Weigall, an Egyptologist turned journalist, fanned the flames, noting that Carnarvon's death came 6 weeks after Weigall himself was cursed by a local seer for mocking the tomb's magic. Novelist Marie Corelli warned in a letter to the New York Times that dire punishment awaited tomb desecrators, citing ancient texts. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes, speculated that elementals summoned by priests killed Carnarvon. These voices, blending fact and fiction, turned King Tut's curse into a cultural phenomenon, a historical mystery amplified by the era's fascination with the occult. The media didn't invent the curse, but it gave it wings, much like modern ex-posts spread paranormal tales today. Let's reflect on Tutankhamun himself. Who was this boy king, and why does his curse endure? Born around 1341 BCE, Tutankhamun ascended the throne at 9, during a turbulent time in ancient Egypt. His father, Akhenaten, had upended tradition by worshipping a single god, Aten, alienating the priesthood. Tutankhamun restored the old gods, earning the favor of Ammonius priests, but his reign was short. He died at 19, possibly from a leg infection or genetic illness, his tomb hastily prepared in the Valley of the Kings. His obscurity preserved his treasures, unlike the looted tombs of greater pharaohs like Ramses II. When Carter uncovered KV-62, Tutankhamun became a global icon. His gold mask the face of ancient Egypt. The curse, whether real or imagined, is part of his legacy, a reminder that even minor kings cast long shadows. As we weave these threads together, we see a tapestry of science, superstition, and storytelling. The deaths were likely natural, explained by infection, mold, or chance. Yet the omens, blackouts, warnings, sudden losses give pause, inviting us to wonder. The curse's power lies in its ambiguity, a historical mystery that thrives in the gap between fact and fear. It's a true crime saga without a clear villain, a creepy history that chills us because it could be true. The Maya apocalypse, the Dyatlov Pass, the Bermuda Triangle all share this allure, but King Tut's curse stands apart, rooted in the mystique of ancient Egypt, where gods and mortals blur. Why does the curse matter? It's more than a ghost story, it's a window into our relationship with the past. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb opened ancient Egypt to the world, sparking museums, scholarship, and wonder. But it also raised questions. Who owns the past? Should tombs be opened or left to rest? The curse, real or not, is a warning, urging respect for the dead. It reminds us that history isn't just artifacts, it's stories, beliefs, and mysteries that shape us. As we stand in 2025, with new digs in the Valley of the Kings and scans of Tutankhamun's mummy, the curse still whispers. Will future finds reveal more about the Boy King, or awaken new shadows? As we near the end of our journey, let's honor Tutankhamun, a king who lived briefly but lives forever in our imagination. His tomb, his treasures, his curse theory, a bridge to ancient Egypt, a call to explore, to question, to dream. The deaths that followed his discovery may be explained, but the chill they leave isn't so easily dismissed. King Tut's curse is a story of human ambition, divine mystery, and the eternal dance between life and death. So, what do you believe? Was the curse a deadly force, a trick of biology, or a tale spun by eager reporters? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us what haunts you about Tutankhamun, what mysteries you want to unravel next. And if you're as captivated by historical mysteries and creepy history as we are, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and join us for more tales from the shadows of ancient Egypt. The curse of King Tut's tomb may be a myth, but its power is a reminder that some secrets are meant to endure. Thank you for joining us in the Valley of the Kings. Until next time, keep chasing the mysteries that whisper in the dark.